Hey guys. Okay, so I promised that I would show you what is in my everyday carry. So I'm going to. I've got it all laid out here, and I'll go through what I have in that, and then I'll go through what else you might want. Some of the stuff I have in here is in here year round. Other stuff gets changed out depending on what season it is. You don't want a coat when it's 100 degrees outside. Just don't. So we'll go through all that. I'll show you that stuff in later videos. Like I said, I'll show you packs, and another video I'll do here in a little while, I'll do painting camouflage patterns on stuff. Kind of cold outside in Georgia right now, so hopefully it warms up enough to paint outside. If not, I'll do it in the house. Don't really want to, but it'll work. So, let's get started. Alright, so you got here, I've got a rain jacket. Always keep a rain jacket in your pack, no matter what time of the year it is. This one happens to be camouflage. You don't have to have it camouflage if you don't want to. And in urban areas, it's probably not the best idea to have real tree camouflage gear. It's just not going to work too well. Over here I've got a hat. It's always good for keeping the sun off of you. And I've got a pair of insulated hunting pants. Like I said, some stuff stays in here year round, other stuff does not. I've also got regular camouflage breeches that I'll change out for probably around April. Just when it gets nice and warm here. Got a pair of gloves that are in there right now as a substitute. I wore out my old gloves that were in there. And I've got a beanie. Again, going with the keep weather specific items in there during the year. Alright, moving on. I have I've got an MRE spoon and 4 MREs. MREs are nice. They're not real expensive. They keep for a very long time. I think they're tasty. I love them. I'd eat them every day if I could. Only thing is you need water. You gotta have a water source. So I've got 2 48 packs of water under my toolbox in my truck, so I don't have an issue there. Moving on, we've got a sleeping bag. This one is rated for 30 degrees. Tactical performance, picked it up at the academy. It's one of the things I'm going to be painting later. Not going to paint the whole thing, but it was a $10 sleeping bag. It's rated to 30 degrees. Not a bad deal, I thought. There's my pack that I carry things in the truck all the time. Another academy purchase. About 20-30 bucks. So not bad. It's got a myriad of different pockets on it. You can see it's got a main pocket, H2O compatible. It's got another pocket here, another zipper pocket on the front here, and another one down here. It's also got the mole webbing on it. It's got good grips on the zippers for the main pouch here. It's got zippered pockets on each side. It's got 2 side zipper pockets with more webbing on it. It's got a spot for a rain fly on the bottom. It's got 2 concealed handgun pouches, one on either side of it here. Let me get it opened up here. A mid-sized gun is going to fit nicely in there. Both of my pistols are full frame. They're large frame pistols. They're a little bit snug. And then on the back here, it's got a waist strap, a chest strap, and it's got the foam padding on it to help with ventilation and comfort. So not a bad pack for 30 bucks, like I said. Alright. I've got 2 boxes of 5.56 American Eagle in there. A box of Remington Ultimate Defense 40 caliber. got 25 in that box. Actually 20 in that box. And then I've got a box of 9mm Winchester rounds. That's just the ammo I carry in the pack. As far as loose ammo. I've got at least one other box in my truck for every firearm I own, just in case. Going to my sidearm, I have a Sig Sauer P226 9mm that it's kind of expensive, not for everybody. Full framed gun, full size, but I like it. Like I said, it's a nice gun. Comes with a 15-round magazine and a spare 15-round magazine. It's got the external hammer, which is nice, a decocking lever, and then you got the mag release button here. I'll go over at some point in the future in another video all my firearms and how to care for your firearms. That's the biggest thing I see people do. Well, one of the biggest things I see people do with guns is not take care of them. They'll fire them a few times, put them in a closet, and never clean them. That's not good for them. As you can see, I painted a camouflage pattern on here. It was solid black. As I've said, I'm not a huge fan of solid black on anything. But I think it came out fairly well. I think it did good. Especially for some spray paint that I bought at the Home Depot. Here's the other magazine, my spare mag. 15 rounds. And I carry it with one in the chamber. In the state of Georgia, it is legal. Check your state laws for whatever state you're in. But that's how I was trained. I prefer to carry it that way. I've got a Uncle Mike's holster. Don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but it's also been painted green. It's much darker because the black fabric tends to just soak it up. That Cordura on there that Uncle Mike's uses is very thirsty. I carry 6 fully loaded magazines in my pack. 5 of them loaded with M855 penetrator rounds. They're the 62 grain rounds. I just prefer that over the 55 grains. I also have an ammo can, and I'll show you all those in another video. Probably the same video that I do with the firearms. That has a whole bunch of ammo in it. Alright, other stuff. A flashlight. This one's nice. Several LEDs, I think it's 9 or 10. Runs off of AA batteries. Great. Fire starting materials. In this bag I have 2 boxes of regular matches, 2 boxes of Coleman waterproof matches, an old Zippo that I've had forever, and a gas station lighter. I also have a flint and steel somewhere. I do believe it's in my hiking pack. I'll have to put it back in here. But as you can see on here, these Coleman matches say waterproof matches. The matches are waterproof. The box is not. Always keep it in a sealed plastic bag. If the box gets wet, you're done. It's not going to work. I have here a pistol cleaning kit. It has a silicone soaked rag and all the jigs that I need for cleaning a 9mm and a .40 caliber pistol. All fits inside there. The top of it screws off, and everything gets rolled up and stuffed inside. And it's got a little O-ring on it, so it's fairly waterproof from the top. But that being said, it doesn't really matter a whole lot because the bottom of it is just an open hole. Goes all the way through. So not a big deal though, still works great. I carry 2 multi-tools with me. These are in my pocket at all times. I'm a mechanic, so they come in handy. But always have a couple of good multi-tools with you. And another knife that's just for cutting stuff. Always have that in my pocket as well. And a knife sharpener. This I think was like $4. It's got a carbide sharpener on this end and a ceramic fine polisher on that end. So not bad for $4 or $5, if it's even that much. They keep it very sharp. I've got 3 light sticks of varying colors. Had these left over after 4th of July, so I just stuck them in there. Doesn't really matter what colors they are, but if you're trying to attract attention, that's a good way to do it. I have roughly 50 feet of paracord. This is the legit military paracord. This is not the cheap cotton stuff that you'll find at the Walmart. That stuff might hold up 50, 60 pounds. This is legitimate 550 paracord. If you want any of it, most of your camping supply stores carry it. And you want to make sure that it's the legit stuff, because the stuff you buy at Walmart is not going to hold up 550 pounds. It might hold up 50, and you'll be in a bad way if you try to use it for anything else. Shelter. Everyone should always carry some shelter with them. I've got in here a Eno. This is the bag with my straps in it. It's also got some ground stakes in it. Mine are MSR, I think. Titanium or something. Got them on sale at REI. They're awesome. Drove one through a tree by accident one time. I didn't realize there was a root there. Drove it through it. Didn't bend it at all. This is my hammock. You can get these. This is a newer one Eno's come out with. I like the camouflage pattern. If you haven't noticed, there's a theme to my stuff here. Yeah. Great little hammock. I love the thing. I have a double nest. I like that because it means that I can just fold it over like a cocoon, and helps to keep you warmer at night, and it keeps all the bugs and stuff out of your face. It keeps the mosquitoes out too in certain climates. I have a rainfly somewhere. One of my little brothers is on a camping trip right now, so he probably has it. But once he gets back, I will have that. And the last thing I carry with me every day is my rifle. It's a custom-built AR-15 style rifle. It's got a rifle-length gas system with an 18-inch barrel on it, railed gas block, 1 in 8 twist on the barrel, Magpul furniture on the front end of it. It's got a cheap Sightmark holographic sight, $100, not bad. Locks in on the side with a quick disconnect lever. It's awesome. In the process of buying some iron sights for it. I just have finished it recently. It's got the dust cover and the forward assist, as it should. Right now it's just got the standard trigger guard and grip. That's going to change here in a few days. Tapco buffer tube and an MFT minimalist stock. I looked at a bunch of stuff. I really like this stock. That's paracord there on the bottom. It doesn't come with that. They sell it for like $40 or something ridiculous. You can go buy some and make it yourself in about 10 minutes. This is the first thing I've ever made with paracord. Like I said, it took me all of about 10 minutes. Real easy. Nice stock though. It's got a good pad on it, and the angle on it means if you've got a jacket on that's real heavy, or you're running around with your pack on, or you have a plate carrier, which I'm hopefully getting fairly soon, then it's not a pain in the ass to bring it up, shoulder it, and aim. It's got Anderson matched receivers, Anderson Manufacturing. About $50 I think for the lower receiver, and about $100 for the upper. It's got a Bravo Company charging handle. I like this great big lever on it. The smaller ones are hard. The standard charging handle is hard to activate when you've got real heavy, thick gloves on. And it's got an Aries Armor bolt carrier group. I think I paid about $100 for that, maybe. But all in all, not a bad rifle. I love the thing. It's accurate. Longest I've shot it so far is about 300 yards, I think, is what that was. Very accurate out at that range. And like I said, it's an 18-inch barrel. I'll go into more detail as to why I chose that and why I chose what I did for this rifle later on in the firearms video. But as you can see, what I was talking about earlier with camouflaging is it may look up close like a bunch of scratches, but it's very effective camouflage. I had it tested one day, set it out in the grass, had my girlfriend go out and look at it, try to find it. And, well, when I say grass, I mean out in the woods. She couldn't find it. Spent 10-15 minutes looking for it. I almost couldn't find it. So, whatever you do after you camouflage it, don't just lay it down somewhere and try to forget where it is, because you will. Anyhow, that's everything that I keep in my little pack here, and that's the pack that goes in my truck. So, like I said, we're going to be doing some painting today. I'm going to go see if it's warm enough here in a minute, and I'll make another video. If not, I've got a room in the house that is not quite finished yet, so nobody's going to really care if I paint in it. It'll be awesome. And we're going to change this pack here, because this is brush camo. Works great out west. If you can find this out in the Midwest, somewhere where there's a lot of scrub brush, and you can find this pattern, by all means get it. It works great out there. But, like I said, I live in Georgia. You look outside my house in the springtime and there are trees everywhere. Summertime, still lots of trees with green all over them, so that's not going to work too well. We're going to change that. And the sleeping bag here, it rolls up into its own little case. And I'll show you what it looks like unfolded here in a few minutes when I do the painting video. But I'm not going to paint this part up here just because I don't know what it will do to the insulation. It'll probably, if I had to guess, make it bunch up and not insulate properly, so that's not going to work. But it does have straps on it, so it attaches to the pack. It's very nice, and once I get done painting everything, I'll put it all back together and show you what it looks like. But that's, like I said, that's everything. MREs, fire, shelter, guns and ammo, stuff that you really should have if something happens. I like to have it all there, and a lot of people call me a prepper, call me a little bit nuts. I take full ownership of the little bit nuts part. And when people say prepper, they usually think of the TV show Doomsday Preppers. A lot of the people on there have really neat ideas, but that being said, they have poor execution, a lot of them do, to say the least. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and do the painting and everything, get it all worked up for you, show you what's going on, what we got here, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hope I wasn't too long-winded. I realize it's a little bit long, but I hope you learned a little bit from it. And if anybody has any questions, just ask them in the comment section, and I'll let you know anything I can to help. See you in a few minutes.